A lot of us have spoke about history and how, when the welfare system came in, they did not want a man in the household, especially in the black community. Now, what I have found out in other communities, they do have men in the household, and somehow they get around that, requirement, having the men there. But this woman's going to focus on the child support aspect of it. And that when they go down there for a certain help, they want to force them to put the dad on child support, even though they have no issues or problems. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Now, I am out and about in the community, and so we're going to answer this question that was just asked.
So, yes, you are absolutely right. Here in 2022, right now, if a mother had an accident, she went to go get some insurance for Medicaid. They told her, well, we see that you have some kids here, but we don't see no child support. She said, well, I don't need no child support because their father and I are good. Well, they said, well, the only way that we can help you with Medicaid is you put them on child support. So she said, well, you mean to tell me, even though me and their father are good, he take care of his kids, the only way that you can help me is I put him on, is for me to hurt him and put him on child support when he already take care of his kids? And they said, yes.
Now there's the answer right from the street. Prime example.
From the community.
From the community. You see all my women around me?
From
Black
the
ladies, we're
community.
being used. You're being used.
A lot of these issues that you hear, ladies and gentlemen, can be prevented. It can be prevented, first of all, by forming families and not having children unless you are married. The problem in the black, especially the black community, I'm gonna focus on the black community. I know other communities do the same thing, but I'm gonna speak more on us and what we do, is that we barely meet each other, barely have a relationship with each other, and all of a sudden you're producing a kid. It's like you're putting the, cart before the horse all the time. Sometimes when you date people, it just may not work out. In the past when I was dating, I didn't just sit up there and, lay down with women and shot the club up and all of that. No, because I always thought in the back of my mind, I'm not going to sit up and create no children, because I had said to myself, I would not make children unless I am married, period. And I stuck to that. And if I can stick to that as a freaking man by making a conscious decision, then other men and women can stick to that too and say, I'm not going to have a child unless I am married. And I would even suggest, even if you're married, don't have children to maybe at earliest year 3, preferably year 5. But if you want to do it early enough, at least year 3. Why? Because you need some time to yourself as a couple. Because what happens with some people, let's say they're dating and they pregnant, but they don't want to have a child of wedlock, so they get married while she's pregnant. And then they bring a child into the world, but they really never had any time to themselves. Let's say if you don't have family to help you with the child, right? So you're just jumping into it, being mom and dad, now having no time as husband and wife. And if you don't have family to help with that and give you a break sometime, that can cause strain too. But it's so much easier, ladies and fellas, to get married before you have children. Going down there, asking them folks for Medicaid, asking them folks for food stamps. You got to be at a certain level of poverty to get those things. If you are in a middle class, you would not be approved for that. So if you cannot afford children on a good day, then maybe you should do the things you need to do to prevent that from happening. And you may say, okay, me and the dad is good. But when you go to them folks and you asking them for their help, then when you go ask other people for their help, you got to follow their rules and their regulations to get the help. It don't matter if you went to an individual. If you asking them for some sort of help, they may have some stipulations or whatever to whatever they giving you, no matter who it is. We need to focus on men and women, making sure we at least if we can get to at least, at minimum, the upper middle class, can we at least try to get to that? At least the upper middle class? Especially as men, we definitely want to be at the upper middle class, or at least the lower upper class, if we can get there. Now, of course, I say be at the top of the top if you can, brother. But you definitely want to be in a good financial position, because the thing is also, men, because that woman needs that help, now you're going to get put on child support. And that child support system, you got to pay that payment faithfully. I know I'm almost done with child support. I'll be done with that in less than a year. I ain't got that long. And I'm going to celebrate, and I'm going to have my child support release party I've been discussing for a few years now. But I'm happy about that because I paid my child support. I couldn't travel like I travel if I wasn't paying my child support, because if you owe $2,500 or more in child support, they suspend your passport. So that's not about to happen. Matter of fact, I get letters from the state saying I got a credit in my child support. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. I'd rather them letters come in from the state saying I got a credit. I paid too much in. So I can care less what anybody say when I talk about child support release party, because I paid mine and paid extra. And that's what men's supposed to do. When you have a responsibility as a father, you need to do everything you need to do. Pay your child support, have your insurance, get your child like you're supposed to, do everything you need to do as a man. Now, my situation, I was married to my son's mom, didn't work out. And, of course, they set up child support. That's just the way it was. And that's that. I didn't make my son out of no shotgun wedding or nothing like that. No, it was nothing like that. My son didn't come around, I think, to year 6 or so, somewhere around there at the time. Anyway, so if we would just focus on building families before we having children, we can prevent these issues and problems. But as long as you go into the white man, asking him for his help, he going to put you in a bind and cause issues and problems. So the prevention is deal with the white man least as possible by making sure you shore up your money and shore up your proper family by proper marriage and a loving family. But let me know what y'all think. This situation, of course, they going to use black women to hurt. Well, it's not just black women. They're using all women these days to try to hurt and harm, men. Trust me, you go sit in child support court or even divorce court, you will see men of all races dealing with the same issues and problems. I'm going to be honest with you, from what I saw, white men deal with the problems a lot more than black men do, or more than Hispanics and Asians. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, them white women, I say, brothers, what I seen in them court about them white women and how they get down in that courthouse, and how that courthouse really favors them. You talking about they favor black women? Oh, they don't favor black women like they favor them white women. So some of you brothers out here getting with Becky, you better think twice, because boy, I seen what Becky do in that courthouse, and the court just give it all to her. Trust me, talk to white men. They'll tell you about it. But yeah, y'all let me know what you think.